Tonight's Maino project. Imagine our past Packers players giving hundreds of thousands of fans great wins. But with those memories came a price to be paid: long-lasting injuries. Now a former Packer alum is championing for their rights. It's a story you'll see only on NBC 26.
Walk away from the game of pro football these days and you leave in pretty good financial shape. Severance, pension, insurance. Not the case for the guys of yesteryear. Guys who often limped away from the game and are still paying the price. It was a classic era of pro football, and no team personified the glory of the game like Lombardi's Packers. But when the lights dimmed, real life began. The only problem? The accumulated injuries didn't fade away once you turned in your jersey.
Did they ever diagnose concussions for you guys?
Sure they did. They walked in and said, how many fingers, you know? I didn't mind a finger, but they said, which hand?
Knafelc had a solid 10-year NFL career, followed by a successful business career. These days, he's fighting to help those who are struggling physically.
Like Willie Wood, he's had trouble. But our group has helped them tremendously, and Bart Starr and those guys have done a fantastic job to help Willie Wood and people like that.
He and his fellow alums have lobbied the NFL and Players Association for help. He says the results have been disappointing.
We don't have a voice. And I really believe the reason we don't have a voice is they're hoping that if we keep dying off at the rate we are, we'll be all dead and won't have to worry about anything. You know.
And you're not kidding when you say
that? No,
I'm
not kidding at all. No, I'm very serious about that.
The simple solution?
Could be done as the NFL Player Association has to step up and protect us, and they don't do that. All they care about is the current players and the guys that played after 1970. The ones that played prior to that are just kind of forgotten entirely.
As for injuries, which have gotten worse with age,
they say that it happened too long ago. They don't have enough records to justify helping you out at that time. In fact, they even come to the point is, how do we know that that injury was when you played football? It's not something you did later on.
These are players from an era where injuries were often ignored or even hidden.
I broke this in 1959. I went to my own personal doctor because I was afraid to see what would happen. He said, we have to cast it. And I said, no, I can't put a cast on it because I won't be able to play. So I taped it myself, played the whole year.
The league certainly isn't hurting for cash, which makes the reluctance to help a head scratcher.
I can't understand it. You know, it's not the fact that we started the game, but we sure did add to the game.
Gary admits they weren't forced to play the game, and despite the problems associated with it, have no regrets about their days between the lines.
As dumb as I am, I'd do it again for the same money if I could.
And you know what? Everyone I've talked to from that era feels the exact same way. Maino, NBC 26.
If you have a great story you think Maino should tackle, email us at mainoproject@nbc26.com.